794. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my studio this morning. If you are joining me live, please say hello. Yes, happy hump day. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. If you're joining me live, please say hello. If you end up watching the recorded version, which I know most of you do, please also feel welcome to say hello. If you have questions for me, always feel welcome to ask. Let's see. Hi, Trisha. Good morning, Grace, Cynthia, and Val. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Lily. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Hi, Judy and Christine. Hi, Diane. Hi, Rita. Good morning, Brenda. Hi, Melody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy hump day. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Hi, Michelle. Hi, G. Has anybody been crafting so far today? Does anybody have any crafting tales to tell us from yesterday? Hi, Kathy, Angela, Melody. No, I don't have the sniffles. I have no idea. We do have a very high pollen count here right now. I haven't noticed myself sniffling until you pointed it out, Melody. I think I just have a little tickle in my nose. I'm not sick. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Hi, Mariana. Good morning. Thank you, Melody. I'm glad I'm not sick too. Hi, Simone. Good morning. All right, so hi, Michelle's making the Chloe shawlette. That's wonderful. Lily's making the Mary shawl. That's awesome. Okay, so if we're at 794, that means we have 6 left for till 800. So I'm just kind of curious what day that's going to be. So today's Wednesday, so it'd be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's what I thought. So next Thursday is going to be the 800th episode of the podcast. Wow. That's amazing. So a week from tomorrow. 800. You know what number I'm excited about, right? The big old 4-digit number. I'm excited for 1,000. I don't know why. Hi, Rita. We're not going to, don't worry, Thea, you're not going to miss anything. We're not going to do anything different than normal. And you can always come back and watch it when you're done with your appointment. Oh, that's wonderful, Angela. Angela discovered a color pattern when she was working with Be So Baby and Color Salt and Pepper. That's awesome. Hi, Kimberly. Carrie's working on the cocoa hat. The cocoa hat is what I'm wearing today, too. Yay! And you know why I'm wearing it today, right? It's because that's going to be the video that we're going to watch in a live premiere right after the podcast today. So I'm not going to teach you how to do tapestry crochet in this video, though. There are plenty of other videos that I've done showing you how to carry extra yarns as you follow the color chart. So whether you watch the most current tapestry crochet videos from the Cinna Bunny Hat or something further back like the Shangri-La bag or some of the other tapestry crochet designs that I've taught, there's plenty of videos that I show you how to work single crochet through the back loop while carrying yarns. So I didn't think that that was nearly as important in this particular video. You can definitely follow along with the pattern and chart to do that for this pattern. Now, the trickier part is that you're doing more than 2 colors. So you're carrying 2 while working 1. But anyway, again, that's not super difficult to do. It's just something that you need practice to get proficient at. However, I thought what would be really a lot more interesting for this video is to talk about different ways to combine colors to get different looks within animal print. And so obviously you can follow me exactly to make this natural warm tone animal print color palette. This one includes, I think this one is chocolate, gold, and ecru in Be So Baby yarn. But what if you want to do a snow leopard, which is cool colors, and would you use black and charcoal and platinum, or would you go into snowflake and silver lavender and charcoal? You know, depending on how dark or light or high contrast or low contrast you want to go. When you have choices of lots of different colors within a color palette, you can decide how high contrast or low contrast you even want your color work to be. So like, for example, these are the warm colored, these are the warm tone neutrals that I used for this hat. I used chocolate, gold, and ecru, but realize that there are other warm tones in there. And then I don't know if we're going to have to move the camera. I might have to move the camera for me to show you the cool tones, but over here, can you see? Maybe. So here we have white, silver, lavender, platinum, charcoal, and black. And like, so what I was saying is, depending on how high contrast or low contrast you want to go, you could be using black and snowflake and some brown in between, or gray in between. But what if you went with some of the grays in between with either white or with either black? You could actually get a more subtle look that way. Then further along in the video, we talk about what about doing a pink animal print or leopard print, or a purple or a blue. And then even still, are you going to stay with high contrast and keep the darker spots in here in chocolate or in black, and then go with two different colors of whatever color you're talking about, so greens, blues, pinks, purples, whatever? Or are you going to pick 3 tones within each color family? So for example, you could do the darkest spots of the leopard print in navy, the lightest spots in prints, and pick one of the blues in the middle here for the mid-tone, because you realize when you take a close look at the pattern, we've got 3 shades of a color here. We have a light tone, a dark tone, and a mid-tone. So you can decide to do that within a color family. So in this turquoise color family, we've got robin egg, aquamarine, splash, peacock teal, and forest green. Would you pick peacock teal, splash, and aquamarine? You could do those 3. Or would you pick forest green for the dark? Or would you even go so far as to pick navy or black for the darkest tone, and then go with splash and robin egg? So there's a bunch of different ways that you can look at this within any given color family. And then you can choose how subtle or how high contrast you want those colors to be within the animal print. So it's not only interesting and fun, but you can come up with a million different color combinations that way too. How fun. So you could do an animal print theme for a group of people or for a family, and you could still make them all individual and different, even though they're all the same pattern. Having said that, this pattern comes in lots of sizes too. So you can make it for anybody. You can make it for small people, large people, medium-sized people. It doesn't matter. I forget how many sizes it comes in. Where is my book? It was here yesterday. There it is. All right, let's see how many sizes. So this pattern was limited in the sizes because the stitch pattern repeat is quite large, but still did do it in several sizes. Let's just get to it so I can tell you exactly. And then if anybody has any other questions about the hat, the pattern, or anything else, let me know. So in the video, I not only show you this chart, but I also recolored the chart in several other color combinations to show you how you would do it differently. Oh, which reminds me, remind me to tell you about the rainbow one, but first I'm going to look up the sizes. Okay, so it comes in 3 sizes, 14.5 inches, 19 inches, and 24 inches. And I'm wearing the 19-inch size right now. Couple things about tapestry crochet regarding hats and sized items is that because you're carrying yarn throughout the whole pattern, it doesn't have the same stretch as other patterns that where you're not carrying yarn. So if you think you're in between sizes, it's always a good idea to go up in size rather than down in size. So okay, said I was going to do that. Where is it going back to? Rainbow. Okay, so this is really interesting, and I think a really wonderful thing that I added to the video that I think you're going to really enjoy. And I should probably put all of these charts from the video in a blog post so you have a place to go back to and see them. Anyway, I have hair stuck behind my glasses and in my lip gloss. There, I think I got it. Okay, so when you're doing this all in the same 3 colors, it's irrelevant which one of these little motifs is connected to which one, right? But I also recolored this chart for rainbow so that you could make each one of these motifs a different color. So when you see the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. But when I did that, I also had to keep in mind that this, because this is a seamless pattern, this motif is actually connected to this one. And this motif is actually connected to this one. This motif is actually connected to this one. So it's okay. It's okay if you don't understand that. That's why I make the seamless patterns, and you just have to follow them. So don't worry if that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But what I want to point out is that when I recolored this for rainbow, let's say this one is red, this one is orange, this one's yellow, green, blue, purple. I made sure that if this one was red, so was this one. If this one was yellow, so is this one. So I recolored them where the joining pieces are the same color, so that if you decide to do this in rainbow or in any other kind of color combination, I matched up these separated pieces of the motifs for the seamless pattern so that you can use that chart for any kind of other color combinations if you're going to separate this into more than 3 colors. Does that make sense? Thanks, Melody. I love all the dolls displayed with their hats, too. I'm so happy to see the dolls out and about and not in storage. It makes me very happy. Okay. Oh, good. I'm seeing lots of yeses. Wonderful. So some of you are understanding what I'm saying. I still have hair. Anyway, so please watch the video. If you can't watch the live premiere, that's okay. The video will be there forever, as long as my YouTube channel is here, and you can go back and watch it anytime you want. It's in the playlist for 24 Crochet Hats playlist, and it's also embedded on the pattern page if you want to just download the Coco hat by itself, and it is linked in the playlist for all of the patterns, for all of the videos, for all of the patterns on the book, and the link to that playlist is also shared on the book pages as well. And obviously, if you can't find something, just ask. I will also be putting this information from this blog post, from this video, in a blog post, because I really do think it's important information, not just for this pattern, but in case you are going to change colors within a color work pattern. I think it's very interesting. Okay, next point I want to mention. I have a lot to say about this pattern, and this applies to all of the color work patterns that are tapestry crochet. If you like tapestry, the pattern in the color work pattern in any of my tapestry crochet charts, keep in mind they work for knitting as well. It does not have to just be in crochet. And that applies to knitting and crochet. If you see a knit color work chart that you love, but you only know how to tapestry crochet, or if you see a tapestry crochet chart, but you only know how to knit, you can use them. So I'm going to give you an example. Remember the Cinna Bunny hat? Of course, I can't find the Cinna Bunny hat this morning. I made 2 of them, can't find either of them at the last second. But here, oh, the lights are blowing it out. Can you guys see this, or is it too bright? What happens if I bring it real close? There we go. So you can see this is the Cinna Bunny hat, but I made it with knitting instead of crochet and added a different kind of a bobble for the tail. But this is the exact same pattern as the Cinna Bunny hat. There is no change here. It's the same stitches, it's the same gauge, and the same color work chart. The only difference is that I knit it instead of crocheted it. Isn't that wonderful? So another example of once you buy a pattern, you can actually use that pattern for multiple things. We talk about this all the time on the podcast, right? I talk about it all the time that you can apply a shawl to a shrug and you can take this stitch pattern and do that with it. But I did want to point out that if you love anything about tapestry crochet charts, love that I drew for this animal print, they can use that chart, they can use that pattern and that chart for knitting a pattern as well. And here's proof. Here's the Cinna Bunny Hat knit, the Cinna Bunny Hat knit. Why can't I find my other Cinna Bunny hats? Well, we'll bring that up again on another day when I have them. I know they were here. Ah! You want to see something funny? I pulled them out the other day to do this and put them in a smart spot so I wouldn't. Does anybody else do that? As long as you have the same gauge, Melody, there's no change from knitting stockinette to knitting single crochet in tapestry. So single crochet is a short, dense stitch, so is knit stockinette. And as long as you have the same gauge for both patterns, it'll do the same thing. So here is the Cinna Bunny Hat in a variety of sizes, mind you. But you can see that it's the same exact chart. This one is knit and these two are crocheted. Isn't that fascinating? Same color pattern. Same color work chart. Same yarn too. So you can apply that to this as well. And you can apply, and look at, this is showing different colors as well. So this one is high contrast with yellow to gray. This one's a little less well, they're all high contrast, I guess. This one's purple. So this one is platinum and buttercup. This is aquamarine and violet, and this one is mint and snowflake. Those colors are just blowing out. So that one's obviously lower contrast, not high contrast. That's why the colors are tough to see on screen this morning in the bright light. But, oh, so cute. So imagine doing that for this hat as well. You could definitely do that for this hat as well. Does anybody have any other questions? You know what, if you were going to apply this, so I said that this works 1-for-1 with single crochet and a knit stitch for stockinette. Let's say you wanted to use the chart from, the color chart from something like the Shangri-La pattern, something that's a double crochet in tapestry crochet. I would do 2 rows of stockinette. Like if you were looking at the pixels of a chart, I would say if a stitch is a double crochet in a color work pattern, I would count that as 2 rows or 2 grid squares if you were doing it converting it to single crochet or converting it to knit stitch. Hopefully that makes sense. Melody, I love hats so much. Bought a knitting machine. Yeah, knitting is slower than crochet, definitely, but it creates a different look. So, you know, there's all sorts of things that take different amounts of time to do, whether it's making a salad or making a loaf of bread too, right? But sometimes it's worth the time to do something different. I think Joyce shared some bad news. Sorry for your loss, Joyce. Good morning, Sherry. Heat wave at 40. I would assume you mean Celsius, but I know you mean Fahrenheit. Okay, I have other exciting news to share with you this morning as well. So I discovered something, I think I discovered something really awesome while I was making progress on my shrug pattern last night. So I showed you my progress yesterday, and you'll see I've come a long way since yesterday. So I've done my first row of motifs. I believe I have 11 motifs. Why? Because I'm making my shrug this way and then fold. I'm doing it the longest way first, so it's going to be a rectangle that I fold into making a shrug. And so I'm doing the long way first, and then so I'm doing long lengthwise rows like this. So it's 11 motifs. It'll probably end up being, I don't know, 7 or 8 rows tall. I haven't figured that out yet, but as I'm going, These are octagon motifs, octagon meaning 8-point motifs. So if you didn't put a mini motif in between them, there would be a rather large hole here. And so you do end up needing a mini motif in between them. And I thought to myself, if you're doing the whole thing seamless, and then you're going to have to go back in and work mini motifs in between them, you're going to have to do those with cutting yarn. Is there any way you can keep that part seamless too? And obviously there is, and I did. But as I was doing it, I was saying to myself, this is not mutually exclusive to seamless crochet. If you were making join as you go motifs where you cut the yarn but still join them as you go, at the end of joining your second side, when, or at the, I'm going to have to get the chart, this chart to show you what I mean. So I believe that you could add seamless, you could add seamless mini motifs in between your larger motifs. Oh no, did I run out of paper? I need to get another pad. Even if you are making your large motifs with cutting yarn. And I also want to point out that on this pattern, I'm going to share the charts for people who want to do the motifs in any way you want. So for some people, I think seamless crochet might be overwhelming, and for some people, seamless crochet may not even be enjoyable. So I am going to write the charts for people who want the whole thing to be seamless, and for people that want to cut the yarn after each motif. And there's a couple of reasons why. What if you want to do it in multiple colors? What if you want to what was I going to say? What if you want to use it, do it as a stash buster, so, and you want to use up little bits of yarn? So there's lots of reasons why sometimes people don't want patterns to be seamless. So I figured I'll just do the charts in a couple of ways. So first I want to point out, this is an 8-point. These are 8-point motifs. So I'm going to draw them. Okay, I'm drawing them in this way for a specific reason, and that is because on this particular 8-point motif, we're joining them as squares. We're joining them with two sides joining, right? And so when you're joining two sides, two sides, two sides with an 8-sided piece, what you end up getting is a rather large hole in the middle of them. And I simply ran out of time to have one made to show you the hole, but I know you know what I'm talking about. If you've made motifs before, you know what I'm talking about. So if you look in here, see this section here? That is my mini motif that I added in the middle there. So this motif, these motifs end here, 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 and here, and that little section in there is the mini motif. And that mini motif is simply, so, okay, so let's say you made these motifs, you came back, you made this one, and whether you used a seamless technique or not, it's irrelevant. This would be your first motif. This would be your second motif that's a one-sided join. Then your third motif here, which is the first one on the next row, it still ends up being a one-sided join. But when you come to motif 4, the second motif on the second row, this ends up being a two-sided join, right? So if you've done any motif work, seamless or otherwise, that makes sense, right? And I'm going to pause to make sure that you guys are on board first before I move forward. Because I got some really exciting news to share with you. I made a discovery here that I am incredibly excited about. And there's no point in sharing it until I realize people are on board or not. Joe, it does make sense. Okay, I will move on. There's a lot of side conversation, so as long as I get one yes, I'm going to move on. Okay, so let's say you're on the 4th motif and you joined, so we're going to join in 4 petals, right? That's the first petal join, second petal, third petal, fourth petal join. So as you're coming along here, once you get to that 3rd petal join, we have now closed this hole up, and that hole exists now. Once that hole exists, as long as you're still right there, you can just move on and make that mini motif. Right? Right. So we haven't done this one yet. Let's say you're coming around, you've joined one, you've joined two, you've joined three. This hole is, or this interior hole is filled now. So at that point, double crochet, 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 double crochet. Oh, we're back to where we started. Slip stitch to join it in around, slip stitch back to where we joined these two together, and then move on and finish your motif. Isn't that great? Like, I'm ridiculously excited about this. So even if you're not doing seamless, even if these are separate motifs and you're joining them and you're just joining them as you go and cutting yarn after each motif, that middle one can still be done seamlessly. Mic drop. No. I'm very excited. So I'll show you on the yarn again. So it's just, I just put together, I didn't do a starting chain, I didn't do a magic loop, I didn't do anything. I just turned my direction and worked 8 double crochets around that circle and joined them. So now let me move this closer. So this might be hard to see because it's not blocked. But I want you to be able to recognize the motifs separate from that interior. So here's one motif, here's 2 motifs, here's 3 motifs, here's 4 motifs, and here's that center where I just worked 8 double crochets, working 2 into each side and then joining it into a round and then moving on. Can you see it? Does it kind of make sense from what I'm saying? So there's that mini motif in the center, and then I did it again here. We did it again here. Awesome, right? And so let's say you don't want to do that. Let's say you want to do it separately. Let's say you're doing this in 30 colors. Let's say you want to do it completely differently. I will write the charts in a variety of ways so that you can make these and cut yarn after each one, and you can make this and cut yarn after each one. But if you want to make these separate and cut and join that one seamlessly, you can. And if you want to make the whole thing seamless, you can do that too. So this pattern is going to be chock full of lots of exciting information. And I'm now, granted, what you do in this mini motif in the center is different in different patterns, right? So let's say these are larger motifs, so that hole is larger. You may need to do something bigger than what I did. But having said that, this is still really exciting. Anytime we can cut out extra work or cut out extra yarn cutting, no pun intended, but you know what I mean? It's exciting. Thanks, Chris. I'm still trying to figure out nude lipstick. Will there be a tutorial on this? Yes, of course. The pattern's not done yet, so I'm not that far along. I'm just giving you a sneak peek behind the scenes, and if this really is solidified with you at this point, go ahead and try it today. I mean, whatever, try it. Try it. It'll work. This should work on anything. So if you feel like experimenting with it, go for it. If you want to wait till the pattern and the tutorials are ready, that's fine too. Obviously, I can't do that until the sample's done, so I'm still working on it, but I thought I'd at least share my discovery with you today. It's exciting. All right, any other questions about this or anything else we talked about today? For those of you that are interested, this is Be So Toasty yarn that is hand-dyed by me. It's a #1 fingering weight yarn that is a combination of superwash merino wool and bamboo. It is super soft and lofty. Those of you that have used it are familiar with that already. Comes wound into a center pull ball in a storage bag, and you can find it in lots of variegated colors and solid colors on my website. The hat that I'm wearing today, we will be live premiering the video for this, talking about amazing different ways that you can change this pattern into other color work ideas. And what was I going to say? That video will be premiering in about a half an hour. This is in Be So Baby yarn in colors ecru, gold, and chocolate. You can find that and 60 colors in Be So Baby yarn on my website as well. And I have lots of other fun stuff there too, so you can find all sorts of things, including lots of things on sale. What did I put on sale yesterday? I added to the sale yesterday. If you are on my mailing list, you heard about it. So in addition to Be So Tender being 40% off, in fact, I think there's one color left. Everything else was sold out, but I still have one beautiful color left, and that is Honey, which is this really soft, subtle, warm neutral. That's 100% cotton, very soft, number 4 worsted weight yarn. That one's on sale for 40% off while supplies last. I have, what else? We still have the digital pattern sale going on this month too. So with the coupon code that's in a blog post and in emails that have been sent out, you can get 75% off your digital products, single patterns, knitting, ebooks. Yeah, single knitting pattern, single crochet pattern, single or ebooks. The only thing that is excluded is my book that donates 100% proceeds to charity, Be So Caring, and my brand new book, 24 Crochet Hats. But there are hundreds of items on sale for 75% off. And the reason I'm doing that is because on the new website, you now have a download library. Isn't that exciting? So not only do you get an email with that link to download your digital purchases, but they will as long as you have an account and you're logged in at the time of purchase, you will have a download library with access 24 hours a day to all your digital products. Yay! Just like the big fancy websites, but on my website now too. All right, if you decide you have any questions beyond what we talked about today or whatever, please always feel welcome to come back. Leave them for me in the comments, and I get those answers throughout the day, or I can answer those throughout the day. Also, there's lots of information on my website for making a phone call or an email to customer service to get whatever kind of help you need. What else? I don't know. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, or I'll see you in about 30 minutes.